Monet. I'm so happy to talk to you today. And let's talk about how to monetize your superpower and learn how to be confident in your purpose.
Awesome. I love this topic, and thank you so much for having me in this webinar. So step one, instead of, a lot of us kind of, I don't know, what am I supposed to be doing? I'm so confused. I'm so frustrated. I know there's something, but I can't find it. So when you have that level of confusion, it's usually because there's parts of you that are not talking to each other. And they have different needs, different agendas, and dare I use the word trauma. If there's one thing I hope we can do is we can agree that we all have trauma of some sort. Epigenetics, which is the study of DNA, has proven that it goes out 7 generations. So if anybody before you had some traumatic life event, you're probably still carrying it around in your body. So you want to get acquainted with the different parts of you. And a really good way to do that is something called internal family systems, which I'm informed as a coach. Internal family systems really helps us find all those different pieces of us that maybe not are on the same page. They have different agendas. So if you can start to unpack that, and the best place to do that is either with an IFS trained therapist or an IFS informed coach, then you can start to have a dialogue inside yourself about, okay, here's this part of me that just wants to be, let's stay with the job because the job is safe. It's a paycheck. I know where it's coming from. And I don't have to worry about all those things, right? Somebody else is worrying that. And then I could just live my life. And then you have this other part that's saying, oh, but if I die never having fulfilled my purpose, I'm going to be so frustrated. And why did I even bother coming here if I'm not going to do this thing? But what is that thing?
Yeah.
So you have to contact a part of yourself that's more, it's less verbal. We have to get in touch with the part of ourselves that maybe is visual. Maybe it's these pictures. And you can do this through meditation. You can do it through prayer. You can do it by dancing ecstatically to music, or you just get out of the part of yourself that's trying to weigh the pluses and the minuses, the pros and the cons. That's just like a loop that's going to get you stuck.
Yeah.
I call it the hamster wheel.
Oh.
Woo! Round and round, we go nowhere.
Yes.
Okay. So if you can sink into the feelings that come up as you start to imagine, I like to give myself space. Like, what's the ideal life? Where am I? What's it look like? What temperature is it? What's the weather like? Who's around me?
Mm-hmm.
What am I feeling? And so sometimes what will come up are feelings of low self-esteem. Well, I don't deserve that. That's too big of a dream. That could never happen for me.
Yeah, that feeling that you are not enough.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yes.
Exactly. We've all been there and we'll all be there again.
Yes.
And every time you try to go past a limitation that you have, you're going to have those feelings again. And sometimes they show up as doubt. Sometimes they show up as fear. Sometimes they actually show up as self-hatred. I know I always had this voice in the back of my mind telling me that I shouldn't want more. Well, one day I found out where the voice was coming from because I was on the phone with my mom and I was telling her about the things I was planning on manifesting. And she said to me, "Why do you want more? You already have more than everybody else." That's a very shaming message.
You know, our family already think us as entrepreneurs. They already think we're they tell us, go get a real job.
Oh, yes, definitely. They don't even understand the language. You're working for yourself? What is that about? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So what I didn't say it to my mother. At the time, I was actually kind of shocked that she said that to me. I was like, what? And then I realized, oh my God, she's been saying that to me my whole life. And then I found the little girl part in me who felt like she better be obedient to her mother and not want more. And when I found that, I just developed an antidote And I like to call it, there's like a mantra. What do I say when mommy shows up in my head telling me I have no right to want more? Well, one of the things that you can say is just simply, thanks for sharing, mom. And you can go away now.
Okay, good luck with that.
Well, it sometimes works, sometimes it didn't.
But I was blessed that my mom was my biggest cheerleader. And
well, I'm happy for you. My mom wasn't. My mom is fear-based. I'm the voice in my head. Taking up real estate in here.
Yeah.
So I'm like, no, you can go away now. And what do I think? And now for me, I'm service oriented. So wanting more, wanting to accomplish more has always been married to the idea of, can I help more people? So just wanting to own more stuff, make more money. There was a time when that was appealing and I did it, but it's a short-term goal that really, it doesn't bring a lot of fulfillment. And then you can never have enough.
Yeah.
So I found that wanting to call in more was a way of, how can I be of more service to more people? How can I reach more people?
Yeah.
Help more people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or look, I tell my clients who don't like people, then what about animals? Oh, you don't like animals either? How about trees? Just there's lots of life on this planet that could use help. I really believe that every single one of us is born with a purpose. Yeah. Every single one of us has a gift. I like to think of the human population as the compound eye of an insect. I'm sorry, I'm a nerd. But that flies, honeybees, they all have these big eyes that have a whole bunch of eyes inside them. And if you think about each one of those little compound eyes, the human being can't really fully express itself as a species without all of us. And if you think that God is expressing herself, himself, themselves through us, then God, the divine, the universe cannot really experience himself fully unless each one of us fully manifests who we are. That's so important. And each one of us is going to bring a special gift. You may not know what it is yet, but you don't actually have to. What's key is to start tuning into that inner voice, that inner prompting. Yeah. Meditation and prayer really help doing this. Also taking care of your body, honoring and respecting your body, finding ways to nurture it with food, exercise, a good lifestyle, plenty of sleep, which is a place I fall down on. And rest, rejuvenation, play. Yeah. All of this is so important. Sexuality, a very important part too. So when you're creating this life that is rich and vibrant and balanced, and you're getting acquainted with all the different parts of you that might be carrying some trauma or some fear or a little bit of both.
Ooh, that fear. Yes.
Yeah. So what are we afraid of? I love a Marianne Williamson quote. I'm not going to be able to say it exactly the way she said it, but I'll paraphrase it, which is that we're not afraid of failing. We're not afraid of not being able to do. We're afraid of our success. We are afraid of how big we really are.
Wow.
Right?
Yes.
That's what we're afraid of.
Yeah.
So getting in touch with, okay, so what's the worst thing that can happen? I've been all over television. I was like a frequent guest on major TV for like 17 years. And if you're going to do something in this world, somebody's going to criticize you. Somebody's going to attack you. Mm-hmm. And so we have to make this choice point. Do you want to play small and safe?
Come on.
or big, go big.
Yeah,
go big and really bring your dreams.
Yes.
And the other thing we're afraid of, besides criticism, is mistakes.
Yep.
So all the inventors that ever accomplished anything, the stuff that we're talking right now on a computer, we got light bulbs, and it came from people who weren't afraid of making mistakes.
Okay.
And when they made those mistakes, then on the other side of that, eventually something worked. I can't remember how long it took the Wright brothers to get off the ground,
Right.
but look where that went. Now it's going all the way to Mars.
I know. And you can go too now.
I'm looking forward to
You
it.
haven't booked
Actually.
your trip yet?
That's one of my plans. To go to Mars. No.
I think I've been there already. Didn't they say, wait, are we from Mars or Venus?
Oh, well, John Gray says we're from Venus.
Okay, that's where I've been.
I like to say we're all from planet Earth. Get over it.
But, yes, but talk about those mistakes. Oh my goodness, and that rejection.
So falling down and making mistakes, it hurts. It's supposed to hurt. It's part of the learning curve. The thing is that if it starts to push into self-hatred and giving up, then that's a trauma response. That's a part that's needing some attention and some help. And, we have to really work to find ways to heal that.
Yeah.
But you got to get help.
Yes.
I really think this is one of the biggest spiritual lessons we're all here to learn. None of us, no matter how brilliant, intelligent, accomplished, or successful we are, can do life alone. We weren't meant to.
Yeah.
We're supposed to be partnering with the divine, and we're supposed to be partnering with other people.
Yeah, we were meant to be in relationship. Yeah.
Yes, and every single person has a special gift. So find the people who have the special gift that's going to help you get well, get whole, and move forward.
And I love that you said because this is one of the things we talked about just in my YouTube channel, Embracing Life's Edits, is a therapist will ask you, what is the worst thing that could happen?
And what is the worst thing that can happen?
Right.
My answer to that, the worst thing that can happen is that I die before I do everything I can.
Oh my goodness. People on their deathbed have said, I wish I would have lived more. I wish I would have followed my dreams.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I wish I'd spoken my truth. I wish I had really, gone out there and do the things that I was dreaming about doing, but I wasn't doing them.
Yeah.
And, it's frustrating to make mistakes. It's also frustrating to have doors slammed in your face. It's frustrating to have people lampoon your dreams. Now, I want to give your viewers a tip here.
Okay.
When my dream is in its infancy, when it's just germinating in me, I'm just starting to realize this is what I feel called to do. I'm very careful who I share that with.
Yes.
Because some people are going to be frightened if your dream is big. Some people are going to be jealous and they'll become critical and bring in doubting energy. Some people are going to throw up a lot of really valuable advice about you need to look at this and look at this. And they're really trying to point out all the obstacles and challenges that might come your way. But don't talk to them yet. Save them for later, because you want that little germinating seed of hope and inspiration to get a little bit bigger.
Yes.
You want to water it, give it lots of sunlight, nurture it, and let it get a little more firmly rooted in you. And then when it's firmly rooted in you, go ahead and seek the advice of people that are going to help you navigate all those obstacles and challenges.
Yeah.
The timing is really crucial.
Yes.
So I like to think about my dreams and purpose. They're babies. They're my babies. So I'm protective of them. I'm loving towards them. And then strategically, I allow certain specific people that I trust, that I know are going to be there to support me.
Yeah.
I let them in, and I share my dream with them. And then gradually I can start to say it publicly and start to say, this is what I'm doing.
Yes, I was going to say that you do have to have some people that you trust.
Yeah.
Yeah. because otherwise you'll think you're going crazy, because what happens is an idea that keeps coming up. It just keeps coming up, or people keep on noticing something good that you're doing.
When you get the right person to help you, stay curious and teachable.
Ooh, teachable. Come on.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a tough one, because it has to be a partnership. So you don't want to get taken away from your passion and your purpose. You've got to stay on track. But if you're not careful, that can become rigid, so that you're not open to other ideas and other inputs. Or it could go the other way. You had this beautiful baby that you were birthing, and then somebody comes along and says, no, let's go this way.
Yeah.
Because maybe they see your brilliance and they're inspired by your vision,
Yeah.
but then they just get all caught up in making it the way they want it to go.
Oh man, you got to stay focused.
Somebody can very easily pull you off. So stay focused on your bottom lines.
Yeah.
Write it out. Know exactly why you're doing this and what you're doing. And then seek the coaches and the therapists and other people that are going to help you create that, and allow them a lot of input. But just always remember that there are certain lines they can't cross, because if they start to take you off the path, then maybe they don't understand the path that you're on.
This is it. You just hit it. Come on, you just hit it. Yes. Okay, so we've done all of that. So now we are ready to start having fun with making a profit from our talents.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So what are your talents? Most of us underestimate what our talents are. I've been a coach now for 16 years. I often think that what I'm teaching is so remedial. I mean, I know this stuff backwards and forwards. How difficult can it be? Well, it's really difficult, but it's become easier for me because I know how to do it.
Yeah.
So when you find something that you're really good at, don't underestimate the value of that.
Yeah.
There's plenty of people on this planet who don't know the first thing about it, who really need your gifts. And I really want to say, service is so key to a sense of fulfillment and meaning. And if you think about all the people that are waiting for you to fully manifest your purpose and passion, so that they can be helped, so that they can be healed, so that they can also fully manifest theirs, there's a way in which, when you allow yourself to bloom into who you're really supposed to be, you're going to lift all of us up.
Yes. Oh, I love that. We need your gifts. There was a post that I was going to look for that I did. Let me see if I can find it. Are you doing what you're called to do? Because you go down the bread aisle, right, and how many different companies are making bread and slicing it the same way, right?
And they're making money.
Right. They're doing this. So there's always someone doing something similar to you, but they cannot do it the way God gave it to you.
It's true. It's absolutely true. And that's your divine inheritance.
Ooh.
It really is.
Yes.
And don't squander it.
Ooh. Yes. Don't hide your gift. Because there are so many people who need your services, and you'll be surprised. Once you get started and like you say, get coaching, talk to the right people. And once you get going, and that's why I wanted to do this class, because I do think that a lot of people go, well, I don't have anything to offer, or someone is already doing, what I thought of, or trust too comes in. They're scared to talk to others. But it's so funny because, like I just said, there's 15 plus companies, and you go down the bread aisle, but they're still there. I mean, look how those companies been there forever.
It's true. It's absolutely true.
So somebody wants it. Somebody wants what you have to offer.
They do. They absolutely do. And one of the things that can be an impediment for someone who really wants to put their stuff out there is worrying too much about the approval of others.
Yes.
So you've got to keep putting it out there until the people who need and want what you have find you.
And that could take a while. So you got to
be
patience.
It could take a long time. When I first started coaching, it was really difficult. I had to prove myself to my community.
There you go.
And there was a way in which my fear and also the hurt of the rejections and the judgments that came along, that was painful for me. But I persevered. And today, you know, I'm so thrilled that I am highly respected and regarded in my community. And what I did was I did not actually get involved in giving back to the community or pandering to them. I just stayed true to who I am. And I kept making sure that I over-delivered, because that's just my style.
I like that.
I over-delivered to all my clients. I gave them 150% of me.
Yeah.
And they felt it and they knew it, and they ended up then telling their friends about me. And so now I have a successful practice, and I'm so grateful.
Yeah.
Grateful. Ooh. So gratitude, by the way, is fertilizer. Ooh. So okay. if you
I'm gonna have to put that on the t-shirt.
No kidding. You just, no matter how many hard knocks you take in a day, end your day with a gratitude list.
Yeah.
Now, for me, I pray out my gratitude. I just thank my higher power for whatever happened that day, no matter how low I felt brought down, no matter how what the challenges were. There's something to be grateful for. I felt grateful the day that I got evacuated and thought my house was going to burn to the ground.
Yeah.
Always there is something to be grateful for. And if you can stay focused on what you're grateful for, it's going to multiply. It's going to attract and bring in more of the beautiful things that you want in order to thrive and to help other people.
Oh my goodness, you just said a mouthful. Yeah. And my daughter talks about that a lot too. At night, she says, I reflect at night. And she think about, you know, because she have children and everything. And she's like, oh, I didn't do that so well, or, you know, or I didn't do that so good, or, oh, I'm sure my boss, you know, thought this about me or whatever. But she said she reflects about it and she doesn't carry it to the next day.
That's what
try to do better.
Yes, I've been clean and sober for over 35 years, and I call that a daily inventory. So yeah, we promptly admit when we're wrong. So yeah, if anything, and I'll tell you something, I'll send that amends out on Facebook or an email before I go to bed. If there's something that I owe an amends for, and it helps you get right with yourself and with the universe so that you can carry on.
Yes. Yeah. Ooh, this has been so awesome. And
really
so needed. Yes. We all have that superpower within. We all have gifts and talents. And I just love your everything you have said today. We needed to hear it. You were just a natural at this.
So, a lot of practice.
yeah, what you say, you had a lot of practice. And see, that's the thing that we have to know. We see people who are successful and we think, like you said earlier, they just started out, you know, on top. But
no, it's a combination of things. There's the God-given or divinely inherited traits that you have that nobody else has.
Yeah.
And then there's the humility to learn and grow from others. And if you put those two together, then yeah, your learning journey is going to have mistakes and foibles in it. There's going to be things like, oh, why did I do it that way? Yeah. Or maybe you're going to get criticized by somebody. And so you keep going. You keep learning and growing.
Yes.
And to be willing to look at yourself and see where you can improve, that takes a lot of courage and a lot of integrity. Yeah. But if you're willing to go there, I am the shame-free zone, so I need to really drive this point home. When you are looking at your mistakes and when you are looking at the things that you need to learn and grow in, don't allow it to collapse into shame. Shame is a killer.
Yeah.
Shame will cause you to not succeed. Shame will drive you to do addictive, avoidant behaviors to try to avoid this really toxic emotion. It feels horrible. So if you start to feel the shame creep in, that's when you want to do some parts work and find the part that's trying to protect you by burdening you with shame. It's trying to, oh no, we don't want to get criticized. We're going to get hurt. Somebody's going to say something bad about us and it'll be so embarrassing. And it's like, it's okay. It's okay. It's not a person on this planet who has achieved something beautiful, who didn't get criticized on their way.
That's right. That's
just,
right.
It doesn't happen. So I just recently, I started talking to myself about criticism and saying, congratulations.
Oh,
congratulations, you're getting criticized. You must be doing something.
You do it. Yep. Yep. You're about to go to another level. That's what
yes,
that means.
You are.
Yep.
Yes.
You're going to go to a whole nother level, girlfriend.
Totally.
Yes.
For that, I just have this to say. Amen.
Yes. Well, thank you so much for talking to me. I'm going to take that as your one thing that you would leave with people today. Yeah.
It is. Yes.
That was awesome. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much.
You are an example of persistence.
But thank you so much.
My pleasure.